Thank you for joining me for a bonus record of influencer updates. So this is not a live, this is just a video that I'm recording of a few amazing things that have happened in the last week, interesting things that have happened, entertaining things that have happened. And I'm going to talk about 3 stories on this one. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Tammy Hembrow. So this week she mentioned that she is going to Coachella this year to see Justin Bieber. She is very excited, as anyone would be. I imagine it's going to be a brand trip. And she's gotten on the front foot with this one, addressing the fact that she, yes, is going to be leaving her children again. She reiterated to her audience that, yes, she is a single parent. She does have a lot of help, but she needs to work and she needs to live her own life. It's during school holidays, so her older 2 will be with their grandparents as per usual, and Reese might even come over for a bit. And honestly, I think that this has been good for her. I feel like the comments usually would be like, I can't believe you're leaving your children again. And in this case, they were a lot more tame than usual. So yeah, maybe this sort of move has worked for Tammy Hembrow well. I have been sent a lot of DMs recently saying about the amount of time that she is spending away from her children. I think that we kind of need to change the narrative a bit with these influencers that, yes, they're spending time away from their children. And I do agree they are spending time working. So yes, she's spending a lot of time working. The only thing that's a bit confusing about Tammy Hembrow's work is that it seems that every time she's away working, she's away partying, and people don't see that as work, but she obviously does. And she's doing like her brand deals and things in between. But yeah, she is away a lot from her children. But I do agree with her that that's kind of, yeah, she is a single mum and she's lucky she has a lot of help. Obviously, Posey lives with her dad most of the time and stays with Tammy when she's home. Her dad and her stepmom, Annalise. That is another thing I've been sent a lot recently. Like, when is Tammy Hembrow going to address that her youngest child, Posey, lives with her dad and stepmom? And I think, well, she doesn't really need to address the custody arrangement of her children. Like, I think that it's pretty clear that she does mostly live with them, but yeah, when Tammy is home, it seems that her youngest child is with her a lot. And also the older 2, she's made it very clear over the years that, yes, they do stay with their grandparents during the school holidays, and she's made that clear again. But again, I don't think we really need to know the custody arrangements of the children, but I feel that, yeah, she kind of has to explain it because she knows she's going to get a lot of hate for it. And she really does position herself as like a real family-focused kind of girl. And I think that she is. When she's home, she's definitely with her family, including her extended family, like her famous sisters and nieces and nephews. And yeah, that's what Tammy Hembrow has updated us all on this week. As for Grayson, I believe that she is still with him. He's been posting a few like videos about seeing her for cardio and things, and he posted a video out a window which looked like it was on the Gold Coast, and she posted a similar video. So I think they were like maybe staying at a hotel together. I believe it was on the Gold Coast. I'm not sure for a fact, but yeah, it seems like she is still very much with Grayson. And that's the end of my Tammy Hembrow update for the week. Not a lot going on in that realm, which people might be happy with. Another story from this week, this one has made national news, is Adam Sullivan. So he posts on Facebook, which is a new thing to do. All the influencers seem to be posting reels on there and getting stacks and stacks of views and stacks of comments. Facebook is really popping off. So he got a lot of hate comments on a particular video that he posted. He was being told off by people for not having a baby and sunglasses. No. Oh, I've written that wrong. Not having a hat and sunglasses on his baby. He was also told off because she was not wearing a life jacket and because the pram was next to the edge of a boat. So yeah, he's been slammed for his safety or lack of safety with his child. I don't know. The thing is, when it's a hot sunny day and he's pulling his daughter out of the pram for a photo, of course she's not going to have a hat and sunnies on. He's pulling her out just for the photo and then probably putting her straight back in. We all know that children under 6 months aren't even allowed to wear sunscreen. So, you know, I just don't think that that's as bad as what people might be thinking. As for the boat thing, this actually did scare me a little bit. So he has shown footage of her sleeping in the pram right next to the edge of the boat. There is like the rail of the edge of the boat, but I don't know, like obviously like she's only a baby and she's not even strapped into this pram because I'm guessing it's in the bassinet mode, but we all make mistakes. Like I'm sure he's not going to do it again after getting these comments. But yeah, like I sort of thought if that boat rocks too hard, she is seriously going to fling out of that pram. Like, this is the footage of it. Sorry, it's very hard to show on here. But yeah, that's her, and that's like the edge of the boat, and that's the water right there. So yeah, I can see that that would probably be a bit more of a valid concern. And as for not wearing a life jacket, I don't even think you could buy a life jacket for a baby that small. So I'm not really sure what the rules and regulations around that one would be. But yeah, it was just really interesting. And he actually posted about that himself. Maybe it was a way of getting traction to his Facebook page, because now I follow him on Facebook. So yeah, that definitely worked in terms of marketing. But yeah, the national news picked it up. It was on like Daily Mail and things. So yeah, that one really blew up this week. And the other influencer story that blew up this week was Mitch Orval. So haven't heard from him in a while, but this week Mitch Orval was driving to work. He was doing the legal speed limit, which was 110 kilometres on the Pacific Highway on the Gold Coast, when he saw two men hiding in a bush, and then his tyres were spiked. So he is driving a loan car, which is from Aspley Mazda, which is where all the influencer cars are from. He pulled over and he called the police. Turns out the police were trying to catch a stolen vehicle, and apparently he went on to say that for a fact, like the police had told him that they will cover the cost of the tyres and towing to the closest tyre place. But because it is a loan car from Aspley Mazda, he wanted it towed to Aspley Mazda so that they could replace the tyres, and he therefore had to pay half the cost of the towing fees, which I thought was really unfair, given that this is extremely inconvenient for him. And how did he even get to work in the end? Maybe he was late for his shift. I don't know. But I suppose at the same time, the police were just trying to do their job, and we wouldn't want to stop them doing their job. I don't know. But I just thought that this was so random, and I didn't even know police did this in Australia. But that's a true story, because I then Googled it, and it was on a news website that the police had been looking for this stolen vehicle, and they did end up finding the stolen vehicle. But yeah, it honestly sounded made up to start with, but that is a true fact. And yeah. All right, well, I don't really have a conclusion to this episode, but thank you for tuning in. And if you've got any questions, always send me a DM, and I will see you for my recorded episode on Thursday. I'm going to start releasing one. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Thank you. Bye.